Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you are doing great. By the look of the background behind me, you can tell we're going to be talking about banks closing, banks crashing. I want to thank Andre, just sent me an email with this late breaking news. He says, just came out here in the Netherlands today, the Amsterdam Trade Bank, a subsidiary of the Russian Alfa Bank, just declared bankruptcy. So we're going to jump in right here. We're going to give you some news, hopefully before you see it in the mainstream, because that's what we're all about. So by the way, guys, a little shameless plug. If you've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed, you consider subscribing. You'd really be helping me out. I want to try and bring you guys this news as fast as I can. All right, guys, here we go. This is out of Reuters. I'm going to be linking it below, but it is entitled Amsterdam. Google your pop-ups. I know I got to get off of Google. It's just I'm making videos as fast as I can. I don't even have time to change my browser on this computer. Amsterdam Trade Bank, part of Russia's Alfa Bank, declared bankrupt. Now, guys, this is great news. Why? Because you're going, Ninja, this is not good news. The banks going out of business are not good news. It is, because if you were part of Ninja Nation, you've been on this channel for quite some time, you guys know there's a reason why this is the fastest growing channel on YouTube in finance. And the reason why is because it's a bunch of people coming together with like-minded thoughts. They understand there's something way bigger going on in the economy. We are headed for a collapse, a revaluing of currencies, a great reset, as the powers be would like you to think it's a good thing. We know it's not a good thing. So what do? We get out of the current system. We're into gold, silver, buying land, real resources, things of value, good solid cryptocurrencies like Digibyte, Litecoin, Bitcoin, things, decentralized cryptocurrencies, right? Yes, I also own XRP, but I own that for a different reason, because the banking system is, quite frankly, changing ever so rapidly. But I want people to understand, as we go into this story, this may be a story about a Russian oligarch, and you may think that's the narrative right now, but I'm telling you right now, banks all over the world are feeling very serious ramifications of the end of this currency cycle, and there are going to be lots of them that go broke. And we're gonna let you guys know as it happens, so you guys get to see the collapse in real time and make real decisions that will affect your wealth going forward from here. All right, so let's dive in. Amsterdam Trade Bank, a subsidiary of Russia's Alfa Bank, has been declared bankrupt. The Dutch central bank said on Friday. Hey, I'm Dutch, freaky deaky Dutch, citing, and if you guys know where that line came from what movie, please put it in the comment section below. But it said on Friday, citing an Amsterdam district court ruling. A statement on the DNB website said ATB depositors would be covered up to 100,000 euros. We're going to talk about this, guys, so stick around, because we're going to talk about the FDIC for a second too. They're going to be covered up to 100,000 euros, around a little over $100,000 each, under the Netherlands deposit guarantee system. The bank had around 23,000 customers, of whom most are Dutch, but 6,000 are German. According to the filings at the Dutch Chamber of Commerce, the bank's ultimate beneficial owner is Mikhail Friedman, the Russian Israel billionaire who is contesting Western sanctions imposed on him following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. His stake in ATB was said to be more than 25%. That is a large stake in the bank, but no more than 50%. Alfa Bank is subject to US sanctions, but has not been targeted by the European Union. All right, I'm going to stop right here. Guys, there's many reasons why a bank's going to go under right now in this current system. One of them, they're going to use the boogeyman of the Russian-Ukraine war, right? Another one can be because of the Russian-Ukraine war, they're being cut off from SWIFT, things like that. The facts are, before Lehman Brothers crashed, we had Bear Stearns. But before Bear Stearns crashed, we had many smaller regional banks that were going under and getting sucked up by larger banks. And then those banks were just carving out the good assets away from the bad, shedding the bad ones into multiple different ways through, like, mortgage-backed securities, all kinds of ways doing that. The point being is that what you have to realize is that Lehman didn't crash overnight. Lehman was the final straw that broke the camel's back, for lack of better terms. And the truth is, before that, many banks had failed, okay? And we are seeing an acceleration right now as compared to what we saw in 2006 because of what's going on with these sanctions, where the world's trying to punish Russia, and Russia goes, okay, what should Russia say? What's that famous soup from Russia? Is it borscht? I don't remember. I don't know. But my point is, they're going to, here, hold this. We're going to show you something. And Russia's literally showing Europe exactly how powerful they are, because they produce things of real wealth. Like I keep saying, that is what I want you guys to own, things of real wealth, things that the masses do not own, like land, like farmland, like water, like precious metals, gold and silver, platinum, palladium. You take your pick at them. But then also, you know, being out of debt, right? Because this bank would not have problems if it didn't have any debt, right? You're going to find out soon enough, and I'm going to leave you guys to read the article, but these banks are in trouble for a reason. And one of those big reasons is debt. And so I want people to understand how important that is in the grand scheme of things. All right. Now I will say here, right here, I wanted to get this. The FT newspaper had previously reported that ATB's owners were seeking to sell the bank, and depositors discovered that other European banks were unwilling to accept transfers out of ATB for fear of failing foul of sanctions. All right. It says the small bank had previously been known for trade financing, but had sought in recent years to become a lender to small and medium-sized companies. Right here, this is what sums it up right here. European banks were unwilling to accept transfers out of ATB because they were fear of them being a part of these sanctions. And that is right now the current narrative that people need to realize. Banks are afraid of who they can deal with right now because they're afraid of the big bad boogeyman, right? US. Sanctioning them using the SWIFT program. And this is where I believe you're going to see Russian banks start to really crush it pretty soon, because Russian banks are now not only saying, hey, come deal business with us. We're going to be the people that do business right. We're going to do it honestly. We're going to do it fairly. They're even, in some cases, adding a discount to do business with them, right? And we have a new system. I want people to understand how very serious this is. This system that they have, SIPs, that they worked with in conjunction with China, right? They worked with China, is very, very serious. And the reason why I say it is because it's faster, it's slicker, it's cheaper. And now that Russia has came out and said, we are no longer going to even divulge what countries we're doing business with in the ruble on our new system, they just put out the flag to everybody, all the countries say, don't worry, no one's going to know. The US is not going to know that you're doing business with us. Come do business with us. We will do business in each other's currencies outside of the dollar, outside of SWIFT. And you are going to get these highly inflated assets right now, like oil and all kinds of different goods, for cheaper than what they're running the prices up on the New York Stock Exchange. Guys, these are very, very serious times. And so I want people to understand, what's one thing you could take away from this right now? What can you do? Diversify your banks. You don't know. I'm going to close on talking about the FDIC. You know, the FDIC, the insurance arm of the banks, right? They say you're up to what, $250,000, right? But you have to remember, not all accounts are covered by FDIC insurance, and you have to break down what, and usually what I have found is it's just purely savings accounts that are not tied to checking accounts, because banks in America are now considered lending institutions or financial institutions, right? They're not banks considered banks anymore. And that was done under Bill Clinton a long time ago. And so people need to realize that even though the FDIC came out and said, hey, we'll backstop the crash of Lehman Brothers and make sure everybody's good, they actually didn't have to backstop anything. That was all lies. It was all fake, right? They didn't have to go out and pay anybody's insurance. The money was there, it worked out. But what they want to do is give you this illusion that everything's okay. I am afraid, though, in the future that this crash coming in the banking system worldwide is not going to be okay. And the FDIC is not going to be enough to insure it. And honestly, at this point, with inflation exploding, why would you want over $250,000 sitting in a bank account somewhere where it's getting eaten up every day by inflation? So these are the days to look. This isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but these are the days to be looking for good, solid inflation hedges. Certain types of real estate, good real estate, natural resources, precious metals, good solid cryptocurrencies. Even though those are going to go up and down with the stock market, they're really tied to the derivatives market and stock market. Just know that it's outside of the system, guys. Good, solid, decentralized blockchain programs. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.